Morning guys, it's Monday and week 15 of the series. Still indoors on the TT bike, just getting 3 hours zone 2 done today, and then I'll be doing another Zwift Academy race tomorrow. Getting to spend some nice time in the time trial position, so this is like a relaxed position in the TT bars, but then I've got my position that feels like a lot more optimised and is the position I think I'm going to be wanting to hold for when I'm actually racing. So where I roll the shoulders forward and really turtle my neck in. I'm doing some drills to work on that position, so holding the position and then thinking, okay, triceps, shoulders get very tight. So I've been doing some band work. Another thing is how you hold your head up in position whilst also looking down the road. Takes quite a lot of strength in the neck, so I've been doing some neck curls as well, so just holding a plate on the back of my neck and doing some extensions of the neck. So I'll hold the plate on the back of the neck, and then pretty standard exercise for the neck training, and the neck can be trained, there are muscles there, and it's just going to make it easier to hold the head in a favourable position when you're actually doing a time trial. So it's worth training when you're just spending time on the bike. Just trying to hold the position, it gets your neck gets very fatigued, and your shoulders and triceps get very fatigued. So if you want to be doing some stuff to loosen it up and increase that range of motion and increase the strength in those stabilizer muscles. So yeah, I'll come up with a bit of a circuit and do that a bit more religiously when I'm on the bike. Standard 3 hours 20 in the bank there, which is all good. More zone 2 miles. Able to actually get the next fastest wheels for riding on the flat, which I won't use for the race, but then the race that I'll do tomorrow. But for general flat riding, these are the best you can get for the level. So. Hi guys, Tuesday, and getting ready for my second attempt at the Cobbled Climbs race, as I wasn't able to do it last week. Doing my standard warm up now, and then getting in the ballroom and ready to go. Same tactics as planned for last time, so conserve as much energy so that I can get over the climbs with the group, and then ideally attack on the downhill before the final climb. Ready to go now, just a minute before the race. Slam my finger in the door, just opening it, so I'll go get a plaster. Silly me. Ah! I swear that's the same time and same position as last time, but whatever. Good effort, Tom. Even though the result, the position, so 10th again, and the time was very similar, just over 40 minutes. I'm actually really happy with how I raced that. Yeah, I was in the front group for the first 2 laps, and it was very much cat and mouse, going a lot steadier on the flats and the downhill, and then really drilling it on the climbs. But was able to put down enough power to stay in contact over the climbs. There was a couple of climbs where I lost contact with the group over the climb, but then powered over the top of the climb and pushed on the descent and the flat a little bit. I was able to catch on without burning too many more matches. So that was really good for me, I think. I noticed on the larger, long downhill flat section, we were going quite steady on that flat section. So I knew that on the third lap, that would be probably my best chance to get away. Because if I make a move and then they're playing cat and mouse back there, then I might be able to stay away. So yeah, on the start of the third lap, I made a sprint to gap the field, and then just put down threshold for 6 minutes or something. Decent stint, managed to get a 12-second gap, and I was 2 seconds behind the guy at the front of the race. But then it got to that first climb, and that threshold took it out of me, so I wasn't able to push high into the VO2 max on the climb. I was pushing 450, 470 rather than 500 plus, and those boys just absolutely minced it up the climb, and yeah, swallowed me up and spat me out the back, and then I was just by myself all the way to the finish from there. Good effort to try and actually win the race rather than just being passive and sitting with the pack. I analysed the race on the go, decided, okay, my best chance of winning is to make a move at this point, and that's what I tried to do, and it worked very well. I just didn't have the power come the climbs. So yeah, I'm very happy with that actually. No more races now, just three more academy workouts. Another 90-minute zone 2 there after the race. Ended up doing another cheeky 20-minute power PB, so training peaks. So 415 watts for 20 minutes during probably the last 20 minutes of that race, basically. So that estimates a 394 watt FTP. So up from 393 from doing 414 watts for 20 minutes in the other race a couple of weeks ago. So steady improvements, but yeah, it's just a nice little reminder that I am getting fitter. So yeah. Hi guys, it's Wednesday. Just doing standard zone 2 ride on the trainer today. Actually going to be doing 4 hours. Just over 2 3/4 hours into the ride now. So another 1 hour and 20 minutes on the bike. Do another zone 2 ride tomorrow, and then do another Zwift Academy workout on Friday. So 2 workouts during the week compared to last week where I did 3. It gives me a little bit more recovery between them, which should be good because they're all like test workouts where you want to be on your A game and do as well as possible rather than using them to build fitness. Legs are feeling a little bit heavy today, I guess because that race yesterday was hard work, like set a new 20-minute power PB, so that's never going to be easy. Very surgy race before that, trying to keep contact and get over the climb, so give myself a bit of leeway. Power's going to be down obviously, but that's not too much of an issue. Similar to last week where power's down on this sort of ride, but my heart rate's very low and under control. So I'm actually struggling to stay warm a little bit. Forearms getting cold. Like I said, turn the fan off again just because, yeah, getting a bit too chilly. Wrapping up my 4 hours on Zwift now. Wasn't too bad really. Legs are achy though. I'll unlock a new jersey, have a look at it, and it's like, ugh, it's so ugly. Going back to the training peaks one every time. Hey guys, it's Thursday, just doing a standard 3 hours on the bike today in zone 2. I'm going to do a Zwift Academy workout tomorrow. Going to be doing workout 3, 30 second and the 2-minute max efforts after doing a decent session in the legs already. 2.5 hours into my ride now, not really feeling it today. Power's fine power's a bit low, but my heart rate is really low, so and the legs are still a bit tired from Tuesday's race, I think. Just finish off this ride and then just hopefully I'm feeling better tomorrow. Reduce the stack on the front again, so continuing to play around with that. Morning guys, it's Friday and I've got a Zwift Academy workout on the cards today. Going to be doing workout number 3. This pairs nicely with workout number 1, so it's got 2 30-second and 2 2-minute max efforts. However, before doing those max efforts, you've got a decently hard session of 30 plus minutes of threshold and shorter rests leading up to those efforts, and in between those efforts, it's testing what those peak powers are like once you've got fatigue in the legs. So obviously I've got my targets of what I hit when I was fresh, just over 800 watts for 30 seconds and 550, 560 watts for 2 minutes. Ideally get close to those numbers, but it might be the case that I'm a decent amount below that, 90%, 95% of those numbers, how my fatigue resistance is at the moment. Should be alright because I've got a nice aerobic base, but yeah, haven't touched the anaerobic stuff as much, so it's definitely going to be challenging. So this is today's workout, which is Zwift have updated it so you can actually look at what you're doing. So 20 minutes of 3:40, 45, so steady, decent tempo. 8 minutes threshold, 3 minutes rest. 8 minutes of threshold again. There's a 5-minute rest, and then a ramp from mid-threshold to threshold to VO2 max, and then it's a very short rest, 5 minutes before your first 30-second effort, and shorter rests in between. There's 2 minutes compared to 3 minutes for for the week 1 workout. Rather than 6 minutes, you got 4 minutes in between the 2 minutes. So yeah, significantly harder, and fatigue from this initial threshold and tempo work, and then shorter rest between those max efforts. But yeah, that's the purpose of this workout, so we'll give it a really good shot. Legs are feeling good, but with the short rest and it being a very hard workout, I might not stop and I might not be pulling out the phone to film any of it, so you might just see me suffering at the end. Doing alright, legs a little bit heavy on this tempo, but finish the session, giving my best effort. Legs are certainly feeling warmed up now, so I'm actually feeling better going into these threshold efforts than I did starting the tempo. Nice. Any freshness I felt in the legs after the tempo is gone now. First 8 minutes at 390 was hard work. A bit better on that one. 5 minutes rest now, well, 4 minutes, and then it's a harder one where it ramps from threshold to VO2 max. This is where it burns. Really hard, but got it done. Now it's time to the hardest part of the workout. Recover as much as possible, and then, yeah, max effort, see what I've got left. Just about escaped the 215 watt spiral of doom. Decent attempt to those 30 seconds. Kind of messed up the gearing on the second one, but high 700s for both, so pretty good. Got it done. Really need 10 seconds at 0 watts after those efforts. I cannot do 200 watts. I have to drop the cadence to 60 just to do it. Oh my god, I'm so dead. Around 530 watts for both of those 2-minute efforts. Not amazing, but so hard after that session. There we go. So hard. I don't know, like, I was so dead after that last 2-minute effort, and it forces you into that 5-minute cooldown where I'm just like in a zombified state to get through it. Like all of the fatigue is like trapped in my chest. Because normally I'd just be wanting to crawl on the floor, but I just feel like a bit of a zombie. Jesus Christ. We're getting there. 75% complete. Just 2 workouts left to go. Have my well-deserved sit down now for a couple of minutes, and then I'll get back on the bike and be absolutely freezing. 10 minutes later, I think I'm just about ready to start riding the bike again. Just going to join a 2.5 watt per kilo group ride, and hopefully I don't get dropped. Hopefully I don't get dropped riding 200 watts. Please don't drop me, Coco. Feeling so much more with it than yesterday. Yesterday I just really wasn't feeling it on the bike. Part of that is I was doing a workout, so something to work towards. So I knew I had to try hard at. Caffeine also probably helps. Hyped up on caffeine and so much sugar. Didn't get stuck in any rut of boredom. Obviously the winter training can be really difficult and tiresome. There's no light, so it can be hard to stay motivated. It needs to be beyond motivation. It doesn't matter how I'm feeling. Like, I told myself I'm getting on the bike for 3 hours. Even though I felt horrible at hour 1, felt pretty bad, really bad at hour 2. Had a break at 2.5 hours, but I knew I was finishing 3 hours. There was nothing inherently wrong. Wasn't feeling any injuries or anything, so there's no reason. It's not a choice really. I'm finishing those 3 hours. But yeah, it's nice. So much nicer when you're just feeling a bit more with it on the bike. At one with the bike. Some zen shit. Just another easy 40-minute zone 2 there.
These videos, the base the whole I'm going to show you about the training, bro. Like, they're really boring.
Listening to Chris and Jesse, some YouTube advice. Family friend drilled out the hanger, so this is the old one. Hanger's on nicely. Just cleaned it up with IPA and then copper slip on the threads so that they shouldn't seize anymore. Guys, it's Saturday. It's actually my second ride of the day. Just doing 75 minutes this morning. Then family friend came over and we fixed the road bike. Then went shopping with mum. Now hopping on for another 75 minutes. Legs are actually feeling a lot nicer than they were this morning. So that's something. But yeah, just topping up the miles basically. In for another 75 minutes. So I'll just be 2.5 hours zone 2 for today. Tail end of last week, my legs were feeling quite heavy, so might be overdue a deload week, but planning to power through next week. So obviously got the final 2 Zwift Academy workouts, and then after that I can take a rest week and some built-up fatigue in the legs. Nothing crazy, but nothing unmanageable, but certainly going to be there. Got a free Trekker. I don't know if that's a normal thing that they just give you random free bikes or if they give everyone the Trek, but yeah, it just randomly popped up on my ride this morning. So I'm going to start prepping these 2 new wax chains, so a Dura Race chain for when I'm racing, and then just a KMC chain from Decathlon. So much more factory grease on the Shimano chain on the right compared to the KMC. That chain is not going rusty with that amount of factory grease, but the Shimano one's really oiled up. Bike is able to shift gears again, which is nice. Bike is back. The TCR is back. Second white spirit wash for the 2 chains, so it's not going to be ready tomorrow. So I'm planning on getting out on the bike tomorrow for the first time in 2 weeks, actually. But yeah, going to be riding the old chain that's clearly worn out, but riding it for one ride should be absolutely fine. And then get the new KMC chain on the bike, and then have the Dura Race one ready, waxed and ready to go for the summer. Another solid week of training in the bank, 18 plus hours and all indoors, and getting some two quality Zwift Academy sessions in, which is really good. And then only 2 more to go next week, and then could go back to a bit more conventional of a base season, I guess. Try and ramp up the miles a bit more, get into the mid 20 hours for the week, so experiment with that a little bit. But yeah, exciting stuff.